Let's talk some baseball. Let's bring him in from under a cloud of smoke in Southern California at Spreadopedia on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the Wide World of Weingarten podcast, it's Jason Weingarten. How you doing, Jason?
Good morning. I was actually thinking about signing up for the DraftKings World Championship, but now I have to check if I'm eligible or not. So thank you for pointing that out.
I do not believe you are eligible. That would be my hunch.
That's unfortunate, but it saves me a trip to Arizona next weekend, I think.
Yeah. Is it in Arizona? Is that where it is? Arizona?
I think you could play anywhere where DraftKings is legal.
Ah, gotcha.
Because it's easier to get to Arizona than it is to fly to Newark or whatever.
The original one was in a warehouse in New Jersey. It was very they did a great job with it, but it was so random. But it was so much fun. So much fun. Not without controversy, but it was a fascinating experience. All right, before we get into your thoughts on the Astros and the Braves, game 1 tonight and the series, I mentioned this at the top of the show because it's such a relatable story. Anybody who says they haven't been here before is either lying to you or they haven't bet long enough. But the whole Sunday night, how do I avoid settling? Could you explain that story real quick? Because you talked about it on your podcast.
Yeah, so last week it was just a confluence of events that gave me a big negative number on some accounts. I had a losing week last week, specifically on Sunday, so I came into the week with a negative carry, and I had a whole bunch of MLB futures on pennant futures on the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, all that I knew were going to cash this week, against my balance. And I had series futures on the Dodgers and the Red Sox that, I also knew were going to kind of compound the losing. And so I went into it was Friday. I needed some college football wins, and I've been doing pretty well at college football. So I bet college football all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all Friday night, Saturday. Got most of the balance, knocked out, but I was still had a little bit to work with. I have a bunch of props that get played from one of my friends on my account, like nickel props on NFL, and they lost on Monday, they lost on Thursday, and then they lost again on Sunday. So all of a sudden it's Sunday night. I'm back over my settle up number, and I just don't really want to pay it. I can afford it. I just don't want to pay it.
Of course not. Yeah.
It's different. It's different when you're in this situation and it's like, oh, I need some wins or else, I'm screwed.
Sure.
It's much easier in this situation, but it's Sunday night. I still have some balance to knock out, and I have the 49ers under 43 from earlier in the week. It's down to 41.5. Of course, that has no shot of winning. So I've compounded my loss again at this point. And I bet a little bit. I bet some NBA. I bet Memphis +5. I bet the Warriors money line. Thought those were some easy wins to pick off a little bit of the loss. I live bet after this. I realize I'm still, $2,000 out of the number. So I start live betting the Vegas Knights under live, under 5.5, under 4.5. I realize that won't get me. That'll get me halfway there. So I need some more. So I live bet the Islanders win by 1-0. Islanders win by 2-0. So they end up winning 2-0. That knocks out some more of the balance. And by the end of the night, I'm about $625 or $650 outside the number. And it's 10:30 at night on Sunday. So I look and there's nothing left. There's no football, there's no baseball, there's no basketball. It's Monday in Europe. It's not even the morning yet. So there's no soccer. There's nothing random to bet on. And I pull up live betting and I see I have two options. I have cricket in Australia and I have women's tennis in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
I don't even think it was WTP. I
think
it wasn't. IF something. Gill probably knows.
ITF, not WTA. Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
ITF women's tennis in Kazakhstan. I don't know any of these players, mind you. I take a 3-1 underdog in tennis, and I take the 3-1 dog in cricket. And remember, I don't know anything about cricket. I don't know how many players are on the team. I don't know how they score. I've heard the word wicket before, but that's about all I know when it comes to cricket. So I just figure I got two 3-1 dogs. If one of them wins, I'll be fine. but I don't know. I'm just kind of taking some shots here. So now it's like, hour goes by. I'm kind of following the tennis on the live betting on my phone. I make a couple more tennis bets. You know how it is, Gil. Like, it's one lady wins the set 6-1.
Yeah.
And I bet like under 15 games or something, minus 700, and it's 5-1 in the second set. And the lady losing 5-1 all of a sudden serves out to like 40 love or something. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna lose minus 700 now, because when you're in this situation, just reminding people, you don't want to turn a big loss into an even bigger loss. You want, if I'm gonna lose a little bit more, it's fine, but you don't want to like double your loss on a Sunday night on Kazakhstani tennis or whatever. So I'm sweating this out. Finally, it's like 11:30. I just give up. I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep and deal with this tomorrow. I'm just going to, accept that I lost. And that's it, So I go to sleep. I wake up yesterday morning, and I don't know how you guys do it, but after I have a crappy weekend, like, I don't necessarily want to wake up early on Monday. I kind of sleep in a little bit and hesitant to look at my phone. And I finally get up. I finally decide, I'm going to log into my accounts and see the damage. And I log in. And to my surprise, because this never happens, both of the things I bet on won.
Yes!
The tennis dog won. I don't even know her name. I can look it up. And the cricket I bet on, Western Australia versus Southern Australia, the dog wins there too. And I show it to my friend, and he's like, "Oh man, you got so lucky!" Like, 'cause I don't even know how to read the cricket box score. He's like, "This game got shortened due to rain, and your side won." Because it got shortened. And I was like, oh, great. Well, that's awesome. So I got under the number. I saved the week. And it was all due to Kazakhstani women's tennis and cricket. And usually it doesn't work out that way, but this time it did. So I'm happy to tell the story.
Jason Weingarten, a documented 1-0 in cricket. All stories told on the Wide World of Weingarten podcast. Jason, I have to keep you over the break, and then we're going to do a transition between you and Pete Futak. But real quick, do you have a play on game one tonight? Braves or the dog, plus 117. You have about 45 seconds here before the break.
No play, but I got an MVP pick if you want it.
Please.
Jorge Soler, 35-1.
For the NLC, for the World Series, Jorge Soler.
World Series MVP. I think he'll probably get some DH at bats, some outfield at bats. He's a power hitter. I think being a power hitter helps you in the World Series. Home runs kind of move the needle. I would also say Yordan Alvarez 10-1 is a great price, but it's just not as good as 35-1.
What's your Soler price again?
35.
And any price on the series itself?
Nothing. I don't have very many bets on the series on either side so far.
That story was good enough, and the MVP pick is good enough. Thank you, Jason. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jason Weingarten, everybody. That's Spreadopedia. Get